Hello, broadcasters. Welcome to episode 258 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Geige, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Excited for a bunch of updates today.
Yeah, exciting week. We got a lot to cover tonight. For anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard, and we do these town halls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we do them for a few reasons. One is to stay in tune with all of you, go through the same flow that you all do with your own shows and productions. Two is to answer any of your questions. That's why we're calling it Ask StreamYard. So if there's anything you'd like us to touch on tonight, feel free to leave it in the chat, and we'll do our best to get to as many as we possibly can. And I always mention the three pillars of StreamYard, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So if you're about those three things, StreamYard is a tool for you. See folks hanging out from all over the world tonight. Great to have all of you here. We got Chris from Kentucky. I think I saw Mexico as usual. It's great to have all of you here. We've got amazing yacht destinations from Thailand. Very cool. Before I forget, we have some awesome shows on StreamYard. We got YouTube channel reviews with Dee and Daniel the second Saturday of every month. Really great show if you're looking to grow on YouTube. Both of them are pros when it comes to all things video, and it's a really fun show where they dive deep into individual channels and help you think through, how to grow on your actual channel and interpret things like your YouTube analytics and whatnot. And then we have Enhance Your Live Streams the last Tuesday of the month with Nick Nimmin, which is a great one to catch for all your live streaming questions. So be sure to check that one out too. And then one thing we've been doing at the start of these so that we get to know a little bit more about you and you get to know a little bit more about us is a fun fact. And the fun fact we had for tonight was favorite Grinch movie. And Dan and I were talking about three, which is maybe not all of them. I don't know if there's more.
There's only three. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like the original and then the Jim Carrey, and then I don't know who the star of the most recent one was, but yeah.
It's also a cartoon one. It's like a more modern cartoon one.
Yeah. So maybe we're missing ones. But yeah, if you have a favorite Grinch movie, let us know. Do you have one in particular, Dan?
Yeah, mine is for sure the Jim Carrey Grinch.
Yes, mine would definitely be the Jim Carrey one as well. It's definitely it's the only one that I have like a very good memory of the whole movie. So I assume it must mean that it was the best one for me. And I have to watch it again. It's been a long time, but it was definitely a funny one for sure.
Cool. Yeah, and I don't mind the other ones as well, but yeah, it was funny movie. I really like Jim Carrey's kind of style of comedy.
Yeah, looking at the chat, it looks like Jim Carrey is a clear winner for most folks. So cool.
Yeah, it's good. Definitely a unique movie.
Awesome. Okay, well, we have a lot to cover tonight. So I already see some questions here, but let's jump into the first announcement. I'll do some questions, and then we'll get to the other announcements. So the first one, which is obviously in the title already, is Instagram live streaming is now available. I know this has been highly anticipated for a long time. There was a period of time where it was very, very slowly rolling out for some folks. But now it looks like that anyone that has a professional account on Instagram can now stream there. And by professional account, that has nothing to do with StreamYard. Any plan you're on StreamYard, whether you're free or paid, can use the Instagram Live destination that we've recently added. This is specifically when it comes to the type of account you have on Instagram, but fortunately, it is pretty easy to switch to that type of account if you want to, right, Dan?
Yes, yeah, and I can give a bunch of info. Do we want to play the video first and then maybe get into some more specifics right after?
Yeah, we have a video walking through it, and then Dan can walk through some of the other things to keep in mind while you're using it. But yeah, let's start with the video from Dana here.
Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. We are so excited to announce that live streaming on Instagram is now here. Live streaming to Instagram is enabled on all professional accounts, and it's easy to switch if you don't already have one. I'll show you how. Head to your profile, then click Edit Profile. You can do this on desktop or the app. Scroll down and click Switch to Professional Profile. Choose whether you want to be a creator or a business. You can be either to stream on Instagram. Then click Next. Click Next again, and then select a category. Then click Done. Awesome. Now you have a professional Instagram account and you're ready to stream. Here's how to live stream on Instagram. Head to instagram.com on your desktop. Then click Create. Click Live Video. Add a title and choose your audience. Public means your followers can see it, and practice is just for you to see, so you can test it out. Then click Next. Copy the stream key here in Instagram. Now let's head over to StreamYard and set up our stream. Click Create, then click Live Stream. Click to add a new destination, then click Instagram. Type your username here. This is just for you to organize your destinations on StreamYard. It won't be shared. Once you've added Instagram as a destination, make sure it's selected for this stream. You can also choose to multi-stream to other social media platforms here. Let's add a title. Here's where you paste the stream key that you already got from Instagram. Then click create. Once you're in the studio and ready to go live, hit the go live button in the top right corner. This will start sending your stream over to Instagram, but your broadcast won't be live on Instagram until you also click the go live button over on Instagram. Now I'm live and I can interact with my viewers in the Instagram chat. The Instagram integration is available on all plans. You have to use desktop to set up the stream on Instagram and to go live on Instagram. But on StreamYard, you can use any device to go live to Instagram, even your phone. Instagram Live has a few limitations. You must have an Instagram professional account. You will need to copy and paste your live stream key from Instagram into StreamYard for every show. You have to click go live in both StreamYard and on Instagram. This is a bit different than the other platforms you may be used to. Comments from Instagram won't come into the studio with this integration. You can watch the stream on the app or in your computer. Just make sure it's on mute so you don't hear an echo. We are so excited about this Instagram integration and we can't wait for you to test it out. See you on Instagram.
Awesome. So yeah, we're definitely excited about the Instagram integration. As you can tell there, this is just the start of the integration. We're hoping that it gets much smoother in the future, just because there are a lot of limitations right now on sort of the Instagram end. And I think Dana walked through a lot of those there in terms of some of the things to keep in mind when you're actually going live there. We are going to do everything we can to sort of address some of these limitations. Like I see this one from John regarding like having the Instagram, having to have the tab open to start the live stream and whatnot. So hopefully that does get better in the future. We're going to do everything we can to make it smoother, but some of it is dependent on what Instagram chooses to do with their API. But yeah, anything else to add onto that, Dan?
Yeah, I guess just to give like the quick history too. I know some people have been on the town hall asking for Instagram for a while. So basically, we've never had it because Instagram didn't allow you to stream from outside of the Instagram app. So you're either on the app or you're not streaming to Instagram at all. And now what they've finally done is open it up to everyone. A few people could access it for a long time, but now anyone can actually stream to Instagram. So that's kind of a huge change. But like Geige said, it is, or like Dana said in the video as well, it's pretty limited. There's definitely some kind of clunky parts to it. It's a little cumbersome to set up and use, but we're hoping to make that experience as good as we possibly can, kind of given the limitations. And then also just hoping Instagram can improve a lot of it over time. But it's at least great that this is sort of like the V1 from Instagram. You can stream to it, even if it is a bit limited. Some things, I guess, just to specifically mention, I actually wrote them down just to make sure we kind of cover them all. So first one, you do have to have an Instagram professional account, but it's really easy to make sure you have that. And we walk you through that process when you set it up on StreamYard. You do need to copy and paste the stream key every time. You have to click go live on Instagram, which means you also have to keep the tab open. So basically create the stream on Instagram, copy your key over, go live, and then also still have that tab open and click go live. And again, we kind of walk you through this when you set it up in StreamYard. Ideally, you should mute that tab as well. And we also walk through how to do that, because otherwise you're going to kind of hear yourself when you start to go live. There's no comments yet because it's not really like an actual integration like we have with the other ones, just because Instagram doesn't support that yet. But hopefully in the future they do. And then there is a 1 hour limit. So Instagram does stop streams for most accounts after 1 hour, which is not ideal. A lot of shows are less than an hour. So for a lot of you, it won't matter. But your show is longer than an hour, it could be a problem. Some people do have access to stream for longer, and you might already know if you do. And then again, we're hoping they can increase that, because 1 hour is pretty restrictive. And then also, final thing is Instagram doesn't actually save the streams. So they basically delete the streams as soon as it's over, unless you enable this thing called Live Archive, and then it will save it. But nobody can see it except for you. So it's really just kind of a way to have the recording on Instagram. People can't actually watch it. So again, also hoping they change that, but hard to say what they will change. This is at least a really nice V1 though to have.
Absolutely. And you, of course, still have access to all of that on StreamYard itself. Like after it's over, you can obviously download it there. But yeah, I see it in the chat. It looks like folks are excited. But yeah, if you've had a chance to try it out or you have any feedback for us, definitely let us know. Let's do a few questions here, but we do have two more pretty big, exciting announcements to get to. So I'll try to get through them quickly. Let's see here. We had one from About That Wallet who says, is it possible to go live with multiple people using IG Live? Yeah, that's the great thing about having the connection with StreamYard now about that wallet is you can have access to all of StreamYard's features. So the same way, Dan and I are having this sort of co-hosting experience, or even if you wanted to have, more people on StreamYard, you'd be able to send that to Instagram Live. I saw a few folks asking about multi-streaming. You can multi-stream. So if you want to go live to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram at the same time, you can do it.
Yep.
Like Dan already covered. You will want to read through the steps required on Instagram because it's a different type of integration compared to Facebook and YouTube that has that sort of direct integration that is really smooth. But you can do it.
Yeah. And one more thing to add, if you are going to be multi-streaming, is you can't stream to 2 Instagram streams on the same account. And I don't know necessarily who would be doing that. But if you try to set up multiple Instagram streams from your same account, as soon as you start the second one, the first one will end. So just something to know. And that's not a limitation on our end. None of these are limitations on StreamYard's end. It's just something Instagram does. But you could, in theory, stream to 2 different Instagram accounts.
Awesome. Let's see what else we had here. What's Up, the Sports Podcast was saying, wonder if you can download streams. So yeah, Dan sort of recently addressed that on Instagram. You can always download it from StreamYard, but on Instagram, there's that live archive option.
Yep, and it's pretty easy to enable that archive option if you do want the Instagram version. Like, it does look different than the StreamYard one. We basically kind of add this blur effect to it. It's 9:16 instead of 16:9, but you do have the original version on StreamYard, which will also be higher quality.
Question from Bobby. I think I saw also a good answer to this from Michael in the chat. Thanks for that, Michael. Says, this may be simple, but I'm new to StreamYard and YouTube. Can I use StreamYard to make YouTube videos? And does it take up my phone storage? Yes, you can absolutely use StreamYard to make YouTube videos. We've made a lot of additions to our sort of recording set of features. So yeah, you can, when you go to create on StreamYard, there's an option to just do a recorded video. And you can absolutely use that to make YouTube videos. And the nice thing is because StreamYard is cloud-based, it won't actually be stored on your phone unless you choose to download it, right? So you could make, several hour long YouTube video and not have that take up space on your phone. Yep.
And I know, Michael Daniels, I saw your question. Like, it sounds kind of like just like RTMP, like custom RTMP. It basically is, right? Like, if this is a RTMP integration, there's no OAuth connection. There's no connection between StreamYard and Instagram. The nice thing is that you can actually stream to Instagram. So like, that's kind of the new thing. Is before you weren't even allowed to stream to Instagram at all, unless you were streaming from their native app. So at least you can send a stream, but yeah, there's no comments. The reason we have a unique Instagram destination on StreamYard is just to basically make the process easier. Like, a lot of people are not familiar with custom RTMP. There's a few steps we kind of help you get around, and we make it so you don't have to create a new destination every single time you want to stream. It's just kind of done as part of the broadcast creation process. So it's a little smoother the way that we've done it than having to use a custom RTMP destination. But yeah, ultimately it's kind of the same thing.
Awesome. I've seen this question come up a few times, but from John and others, any plans to offer a vertical canvas for TikTok/Instagram rather than just centering the horizontal version? Yes, we're actively working on that. John, should be coming soon. And yeah, we're excited for you to see what we have in store. I think it's a pretty cool solution for folks that are interested in streaming vertically versus horizontally.
Yep. Yeah, that'll be very soon.
All right, we have tons of questions here. I want to do maybe one or two more, and then I want to make sure we get through all the announcements. So I'll do one or two more, and then we'll get back to the questions. Let's see here. April says, I've been really enjoying the weekly shows with Rob Greenlee. Yeah, I need to update the show list. Awesome to hear that, April.
Cool.
I guess while I have one of these comments here, but let's get to the one of the other announcements really quick, which we're really excited about. This one's been asked about for a really, really long time, and that is X, formerly Twitter, comments are now available. I'll actually show one on screen so you guys can actually see that it's I think I starred a few here. Yeah, from Thrill Geek and James Crunkle here. You can see that X, formerly Twitter, comments now come directly into the StreamYard studio. So yeah, I know that was an important one for folks. And the nice thing about this is it works exactly like your other destinations, right? You don't have to do anything fancy. If you're already actively streaming to X, you'll now just see those comments starting to populate in the StreamYard studio. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
Anything to add there, Dan?
I'm pretty pumped on this one. So there's really kind of two changes, I guess. Big one is just you now get comments from Twitter or X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. You now get comments from Twitter/X. And also we did update the branding. So, that Twitter rebranded, I don't know, 3 months ago, whatever it was. And we finally just updated our branding to actually match. I think at first people were kind of confused what the X was, but people have kind of gotten used to it. So we've finally updated things on our end to show the new X branding.
Cool. Looks like folks are excited about the X comments. Yep, Gizzard Gary, that's why you were able to see those there. Excited that your friend was able to access them.
Cool.
But yeah, let us know if you guys have had a chance to try that out. I know we're personally excited about it for our show, but always felt like X now was a little bit left out with not having the comments come in. So really excited to be able to show those on screen.
This would actually simplify it. I like that. Twitter X.
Twitter X. There you go. Right on. Ganesha says, wait, we can live stream from X as well. Yes, absolutely. We've actually had that integration for a while. It just didn't have comments for a bit of time. So now it is a quite feature rich now that it has the comments and works very similar to your other streaming destinations.
Yep. Right now, by the way, also it's pulling comments in from Twitter, but you can't post them from StreamYard just yet. But that's kind of in the works. We're chatting with X about that and figuring out a way to get that to work. So I'm hoping that's coming pretty soon as well.
Awesome. Let's see what else we had here. Chris says, do you think Instagram will give access to comments to display? We certainly hope so, Chris. Like, this is just the first version that they've released. And like we talked a little bit about earlier, it's basically just RTMP at the moment. We've just tried to make it as simple as we can, given that it is just RTMP. But I think this is a step in the right direction, and hopefully that does eventually come.
Yeah, and I think it'll help a lot too, now that a lot of people can actually stream from StreamYard. Instagram will start getting feedback, obviously from us, but also from users hearing that, like, hey, we really wish you guys could change these 3 or 4 things. And I'm hoping that'll kind of push them to start making some changes and improving this stuff now that it's actually shipped. But yeah, at least it's like the V1, you can stream to it, and just hoping, yeah, it gets better after that.
Cool. We have a comment here from Dave. Nice to see you, Dave. Hope you're doing well. Says, hey guys, love to have a feature where guests can leave the studio and their local recording uploads automatically. This is helpful for when a broadcast has a number of guests and one or some guests are not remaining at the end of the broadcast. Thanks. #TheYard. Yes, we would certainly love to do that, Dave. Unfortunately, I don't think it's possible at the moment, because basically we need to get that file off of that user's device, right? So we are able to make it so if they leave, and then we can have it where you can notify them so that they can come back and finish uploading, but there's not really a way for us to get it off of their device without them actually being on the StreamYard website. We are continuously working on trying to make it better and better, such that uploads happen fast enough that by the time that they leave, essentially it's already been uploaded, so they don't have to wait for very, very long. So hopefully it can get shorter and shorter. But in terms of like it being able to happen without the person on StreamYard, it's not something that's possible right now, right, Dan?
Yep. Yeah, the nicest thing I think you could maybe do, if you're not already doing it, is they don't have to stick around in the studio. So if you've finished recording and it's kind of awkward with them just or sitting around talking to you, when ideally you want to kind of move on and do something else, you can just send them to the StreamYard.com/ I can't remember if it's upload or uploads. I always get that mixed up. Let me just test. StreamYard.com/upload, and that's basically just like a separate page that will just keep uploading in the background. They don't have to stick around in the studio, which might at least be a little bit better for you. But yeah, it is kind of limited by their internet speed, unfortunately. Like, we have to get it up to our servers so that we can ultimately give it to you to download.
Awesome. Michael Daniel says, do you know if Twitter X requires a paid account in order to use StreamYard and comments? No.
So that was also changed as part of this. They basically also added an option where we can control now who can comment. So it's essentially public now. So any Twitter user can comment. Whereas it used to be, and this might be what you're referring to, up until I think 4 days ago, it would have been anyone or all streams from StreamYard. You can only comment on it if you're a premium Twitter user or you're a paid Twitter user, but now it's anyone who's at least logged in can comment, just like the other platforms.
Awesome. Sounds like Zach had a chance to stream to all 3 this morning. Awesome, Zach. Happy to hear that it worked well for you.
Cool.
All right, let's do a couple more questions and then get to the final announcement, which is also pretty exciting. A lot of nice announcements for tonight. Ganesha says, does your Instagram page have to be a business account? Our Facebook is, and the options are making us convert our IG. So it has to be a professional account, right, Dan, but I'm not sure I know the difference between a professional.
Okay, so yeah, I think it's kind of confusing. So there's, as far as I know, there's a professional account which has two subtypes, creator or business. And so if you have a business account, it probably is a professional account.
Cool. So maybe just test it out and see, Ganesha. All right. Let's see what else we had here. Charlie says, so if I'm in Facebook jail, my StreamYard will only record, correct? Yeah, if there's limitations on your Facebook account, Charlie, you can always record on StreamYard. That would be a good alternative in the meantime, or obviously you can stream to other platforms as well. Mr. DJ says, can you view comments on YouTube through StreamYard yet, or do we need external software? Yeah, you can absolutely view comments on YouTube directly from StreamYard, Mr. DJ.
Yep.
Cayman says, when it stops for the hour, can you restart the process for the second and third hour?
Yeah, good question. So with Instagram, you'll get an error after an hour, basically, or you could just time it yourself and just look at the time in the top left or have a timer on your phone. And then after 1 hour, you basically just have to go back to Instagram, create a stream, copy the key, remove the destination from the stream on StreamYard, re-add it, paste the key, good to go, click go live again. So it's a few steps, probably take you 20 seconds or something if you're on a desktop. But yeah, if you care a lot about Instagram and want to keep doing long streams, I think that's totally fine. And basically the way it shows up on Instagram is, if say someone's on the Instagram app, just like how you see the stories, I think they're called, at the top on Instagram, they'll have like that colorful circle. Someone will see that you're live and it just has that circle with a live icon. That will basically just show up and they can watch. So when it ends, they'll kind of be taken off, but then it will just reappear as being live again. They can click on it again. Not an amazing experience, but yeah, that's definitely an option.
Eamon says, what about streaming vertical video with a guest? Right now we see you horizontal side by side on X. Yes, that's coming soon. Eamon came up regarding Instagram and TikTok, but we are making the option to stream vertically wherever you want to stream to, whether that's X or YouTube. So stay tuned on that. It is coming very soon.
Yep. Yeah. And I see quite a few comments about Instagram comments. I know we mentioned that earlier, but they don't show up in StreamYard right now just because it's pretty limited integration at the moment that Instagram has. So you can only see those on Instagram, but hoping they do change that at some point.
Absolutely. Russell has a good question here. Great. You can comment from X. Can you also boot guests or delay the comments? Do you have to know that, Dan? What kind of moderation options are available when it comes to the Twitter comments, or is there not really anything?
I don't actually know what they have right now.
So yeah, hopefully more come in the future, Russell. For right now, probably the default recommendation we usually go with is have someone on. Actually, I don't even know on X what options the common recommendation we always have is like on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook is to have moderators you trust online while you're doing the live stream, because it's nice for you to be able to focus on the show and have someone else sort of dealing with that type of stuff. I assume X also has that, but I have not actually experimented with it.
They're also making changes right now. They're pretty actively on top of this, is why they shipped it in the first place, and I'm expecting more changes. So whatever it is now, I'm guessing will change over the next few months.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of exciting stuff coming from X. So looking forward to that. All right. We still have one more announcement and the giveaway for tonight. So let's get to the final. I know there's tons of questions, but we'll have time in the coming weeks as well to get through all of those. But I want to make sure we touch on all of these. So the final announcement, which we sort of alluded to a little bit in the past, was transcriptions. So transcriptions are now available for folks that are on professional StreamYard plans and up. So after the show is over, you'll have an option to download the transcription. And this is just the start, right? We have lots of exciting plans when it comes to transcriptions. This is just sort of the V1 that we're rolling out. But so far, the feedback's been quite positive about it. So if you've had a chance to check it out, or you have any feedback on the type of stuff you'd like to see in the future from transcriptions, definitely let us know. Anything to add to that one, Dan?
I don't think so. Yeah. It's cool. Probably roughly what you expect. It's just after the show, you can download the transcriptions. They're quite accurate. It is only English right now. So I guess that's one thing to note for this audience. If you're watching us, you probably stream in English or record in English, but it is only English at the moment. We will roll it out to more languages over time, though. It's not too hard for us to add more. We just wanted to kind of keep it simple for the first version. yeah, it's pretty quick. It's pretty accurate. And then there'll just be more features around it, like Geige said, coming in the future.
Like Anna's excited. Awesome, Anna. Glad that the transcriptions are a game changer for you.
Cool.
John says, is there any particular reason why the transcripts are in VTT and not SRT format? I found them to be surprisingly accurate. Glad that you're finding them accurate, John. But yeah, do you want to comment on that?
I'll ask the team if maybe we'll just support SRT as well. I don't know if there's a great reason why we chose one and not the other. I know like sometimes people just want like a TXT file, which is why that's an option if you want to do a blog post or something. That's often good enough. If you have like a very specific use case, you usually want a more specific file like VTT or SRT. I'm not sure though why one versus the other, or if we could maybe add the other one as well. And also be curious, John, like do you specifically want SRT files, or are you just asking why we maybe chose that one? And for anyone else, the same thing. Like if anyone's like, oh, I need SRT files or I want a different file type, that's totally useful to know.
Yeah, if you could let us know, John, that would be great. And yeah, this is just the start for transcriptions. We have lots of other exciting additions coming around that feature.
Yep.
Awesome, April. That's super kind of you. It's our pleasure. It's been a lot of work from the whole StreamYard team as well. But getting the chance to get in front of all of you and get all your feedback makes it well worth it. So appreciate that.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun doing these, especially when we have a lot of things to announce.
All right. Should we go ahead and start queuing up the giveaway, Dan, while I do as many questions as I can here?
I'm on it.
Awesome, Marianne. Yeah, we're anticipating that there are going to be cool use cases when it comes to blogs and repurposing with the transcriptions, those types of things that we're looking into.
Yes.
Let's see what else we had here. Kristen says, question, transcriptions, are they done in SY or pulled through one of the platforms? How long after the stream is it ready? So they're done in-house, Tristan. We have a full AI team that worked hard to get that out. So it's not pulled from any of the platforms. When it comes to how long after the stream, I think it depends on the length of the stream, right, Dan?
Yep. Yeah, I would try it out. It's pretty quick.
Cool.
It's not that much longer than the recording is to be ready. So if you do an hour stream, it might be, a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Cool. Okay, I think most folks are familiar, but if you're not, we always do a giveaway towards the end of these streams. And to be eligible, all you have to do is type in hashtag the yard. And if you're ever interested in running a giveaway like this yourself, we actually made this tool available at StreamYard.com/giveaway. And there's a video on there walking through how to use it. And tonight we'll be giving away a StreamYard pillow and a StreamYard sweater. And yeah, we'll give you 10 seconds or so to get in your hashtag the yards. It only counts once, so you don't get like multiple entries.
Cool. A lot of entries today. Should be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if I can do a couple more while we wait for the hashtag the yards to come in. Clarine says, are transcriptions available for all paid accounts? Right now, it's professional accounts and up, Clarine. We might change that in the future. We might make it more widely accessible in the future, but that's what we're starting with as we sort of test it out.
Yep. Yeah, or there might be like subsets of transcription features we put on certain plans. But yeah, for now it's just pro plans. Sorry.
Definitely not going to be able to pronounce that one, but question, can transcript be added to the video archives? I believe the transcriptions are available for if you have access to transcriptions, they'll be available in your past broadcasts, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's right.
Assuming I'm understanding the question correctly, but I think.
Yeah, like if there's a specific past broadcast you want to get them for, you can get them. As long as you still have the recording on StreamYard.
All right. Cool.
And by the way, just going back to Clarine's question too about plans, the other features, maybe that's obvious, but the other features are available on all plans. So Instagram and X comments are every plan, including free.
Absolutely.
All right, I think we're ready, Geige.
All right, let's do it.
For a pillow and a StreamYard hoodie. Good luck, everyone.
Naratio reads, thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight, and congrats on your brand new StreamYard sweater and your StreamYard pillow. If you could send an email to contact@streamyard.com, the team can work with you to get your address and get your brand new pillow and sweater shipped over to you.
Cool. Congrats.
All right. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
To answer this question, we are here every week at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really exciting stuff tonight. I know there was a ton of questions. Dan and I will go through all of them after this to make sure that we note all of them down. If we missed your question, we apologize. But like Dan said, we're here every single week. So next week we should have more time to go into more detail about all of the new updates. But yeah, we're really excited about all of the new additions. And
I'd also add too, like sometimes there's questions that I know people feel like maybe don't have time to get to them, but we literally read through every question. So if you're wondering like if there is a specific thing, we'll at least kind of note that down and often kind of make decisions based on all that feedback. So greatly appreciate it, even if we don't have time to cover it in the stream itself.
Yeah, absolutely. We find it really useful to read all of them afterwards. All right. And with that, this was episode 258 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's a pleasure getting the chance to be here with you. And we'll see you next week at the same time, Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific.
Perfect. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.